lane. Winds up, shot and a goal! Unbelievable!
2 seconds to go.
Rangers, a long three. Oh my goodness!
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan.
Well, here's the feed into Rodriguez to jam.
Hello NJCAA women's basketball fans. Welcome to the first ever Division I women's basketball selection show brought to you by TeamIP. Looking forward to a great tournament in Lubbock, Texas. Congrats to everybody on a great season. Look forward to the tournament. Look forward to welcoming a new national champion in 2018. Again, brought to you by TeamIP. Look forward to a great tournament in Lubbock, Texas. See you there.
Zone, caught, touchdown!
It's an Olympico and a goal.
Winds up, shot and a goal! Unbelievable!
Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Robert Williamson. This is the NJCAA Selection Show. Very first, there are 24 teams headed to Lubbock, Texas. 16 know they're on their way. 8 not even sure they're going to make the trip. We will tell you who is going and where they are seated. Now, before we get started, I know you want to get right into the brackets and find out who's headed to Lubbock, Texas and the Rip Griffin Arena. But before we get started, here's the format. If you're following along, filling out your own brackets, we'll start on the left side of the bracket and then go to the right side of the bracket. So in essence, the first game at 11 a.m. on Monday, we'll find out the 2 who participate in the opening game and then who they play the following day, the number 1 seed. We'll look at the left side first, the right side second. Let's go ahead and get started and find out who is headed to Lubbock, Texas to represent the ladies and the NJCAA. That first game, it happens on Monday morning at 11 a.m. All times are Eastern. At 11 o'clock that morning, here's the 2 that will appear. Number 16, Harford, the Lady Owls. They are the District C champions. 27-2 on the year are the Owls, and both losses this year were to a ranked team, number 12, ASA Brooklyn. There you see the 27-2 mark, 10-0 in conference play. This is a team that averages 90 points per contest, right at 43% of their field goals go in, about a third of their shots behind the arc. Good free throw shooting squad as well. They are the number 16 team, and they play in that 11 a.m. matchup against number 17, the Lady Wranglers of Odessa. Odessa being the district course of the year. They defeated number 3 New Mexico Junior College for the title. 22-10, that overall mark. 70 points per outing, better than 40% from the floor, 27% from behind the arc, and about 60% of their free throws drop in as well. Odessa getting back-to-back region titles, and they are back in Lubbock as the number 17 seed. All right, who will the winner of the Harford and the Odessa game play? They will take on the number 1 team in the nation, and that is the number 1 seeded team in the nation. Is severe for the Lady Buccaneers. They are 13-0 in the conference, Region 22, the ACCC. Haven't lost a game all season long. Better than 90 points a game. 46% of their floor shots go in, 37% from behind the arc, a good free throw shooting team as well, hitting 75% of their free throws. They've been number one in the polls since January 9th. That was following a victory over then number one in the Lady Jets Holiday Classic in Americus, Georgia. They have 7 wins over ranked opponents and have played more than a month, staying unbeaten with their post player, their starting post player, Ashley Scott, out. We had an opportunity to catch up with the head coach at Shelton State, Madonna Thompson, and asked her, what about her thoughts on being not only the number one team in the nation, but now, as of this morning, they are the number 1 seed in the country. Madonna?
Somewhat, maybe, but to be honest with you, you get the national tournament, everyone has a bullseye on their back. So it doesn't matter if you're the 19th seed, the 10th, or the first number 1 seed. Everyone has a bullseye on their back. So there's a lot of pressure in that tournament. So, you know, every game is so hard to win that I think that, you know, once we get out there, I think it'll probably rub off after maybe 10 minutes of the first quarter.
What an impressive year it has been for Shelton State's Lady Buccaneers, and obviously one in the nation, one as a seed, haven't lost to anybody. So we asked Coach Thompson, what about your final thoughts in heading to Lubbock, Texas?
I would just like to thank all of the supporters we've had this year. The school has been so supportive of our program, the fans, the cheerleaders, I mean, everyone that's been involved with our program, our you know, coming to the games and all that. And we're just so excited about going back to Lubbock. I mean, they do such a wonderful national tournament out there. I mean, it's just well ran, it's organized, it's just a lot of fun. They make women's basketball exciting, and we just can't wait to get back out in that environment.
And, of course, that matchup, it happens on Tuesday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've got that first quadrant on the left side of the bracket, Hartford and Odessa. The winner takes on Shelton State. Hartford and Odessa playing at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then on Tuesday, the winner of that one takes on Shelton State at 3 o'clock Eastern. Back to Monday's play at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. How about the bracket that will feature? There you see it. Salt Lake, ASA Brooklyn. And Salt Lake coming in as the number 9 seed. It is Brooklyn as a number 24 seed. Taking a look at Salt Lake, District M winners ranked in the top 15 all year long, 26-5, that overall mark. 71 points a game, 45% from the floor, 31 from behind the arc, nearly 70% from the line. And Salt Lake has been impressive this season, climbing as high as number 5, ending at number 11, had a 5-game win streak, and they win their games by an average of 20 points per contest. Well, not only in that 1 o'clock game have you got Salt Lake, but ASA Brooklyn. ASA Brooklyn, the number 24 seed, they receive an at-large bid, an impressive year. As a matter of fact, did not lose a game until the very last game of the season. 82 points per game, 42% of those floor shots, 29% of the threes, and at the line, 61% of their shots drop in. They beat Hartford twice during the regular season and then lost to the Lady Owls in the region championship. At the end of the regular season, they were only one of 3 unbeaten teams in the nation and ranked number 12. Big year for ASA, and they get an at-large bid to get in. Who does Salt Lake or ASA play on Tuesday at 5:30? Well, it will be the number 8 seed. And that number 8 seed, it is New Mexico. Lady Thunderbirds, big year. As a matter of fact, at one point during the year, they were highly ranked, and still are, as a matter of fact, highly ranked. But New Mexico, an at-large bid, 30-3 overall. They lost in the Region 5 championship to Odessa, averaging 74 points a game. 47% from the floor. You see the threes, you see the free throw percentages as well. They are, by the way, not only an at-large squad, they are the highest seeded at-large team participating in the national championships there in Lubbock. So, at 1 o'clock on Monday, you will see Salt Lake and ASA face one another, battle for the right to take on New Mexico, the number 8 seed in the 5:30 matchup, and there you've got to look. And basically the quadrant on the left side of your bracket. Now again, we're doing left then right, and there is that top quadrant on the left side of the bracket. Well, let's forge right ahead into the Monday 7:30 matchup. And at 7:30 on Monday night there in Lubbock, it will be two squads, 13 and 20, battling. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, seeded number 13. They are the District B winners and are enjoying their third straight trip to the national tournament. They've won 18 straight. They are the Region 2 winners as well. An impressive year for the Norse women of Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, coming in as that 13 seed. And where Northeastern Oklahoma A&M is concerned, how about 16-0 in the conference? 27-4 is that overall mark. 72 points per game, 45% of the floor shots, about a third of the three-pointers, and a little better than 61, almost 62% of their free throws dropping in. The Norsemen playing at 7:30 on Monday, and they take on a name that is very familiar to those who watch NJCAA Women's Championship Basketball. Trinity Valley Cards, 27-5, 68 points per outing. Field goals about 41%, threes right at 28. You saw the free throw shots as well from Trinity Valley. They're no stranger to the national championships. As a matter of fact, they have won 7, the latest in 2013. They feature a small roster, but it's one that carries a lot of punch with 3 double-digit scores. The winner of that Monday battle between Northeastern Oklahoma A&M and Trinity Valley College, well, they will move on to play at 1 o'clock on Wednesday and take on a team out of the MAC-JC. That is the Lady Bobcats, the District O winners, who, by the way, crushed everybody in the region tournament. Their closest victory, the closest one, was by 22. 26-3 on the season, 15-1, that conference mark. About 82 points a game, 44% of the floor shots drop in from three-point range, a third. And there you see about 70% from the stripe as well. So you've got Northeastern Oklahoma A&M taking on Trinity Valley Community College, 7:30 on Monday, for the right to take on the number 4 seed at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and that is Jones County. On to the last game on the ladies' side and left side of the bracket. It'll happen on Monday night at 9:30, and there you see the two combatants, number 12, Walter State, and number 21, North Dakota. Walter State, out of the TCCAA, they are the District G winners with that 28-5 overall mark, riding an 18-game win streak. And of their 5 losses came to impressive opponents, to number 1 Shelton by 6, to number 1 out of Gulf Coast by 6, lost to ASA 2. 70 points a game, 43% of the floor shots. You saw the shots behind the arc and at the free throw stripe as well. They taking on the number 21 seeded North Dakota SCS. The Wildcats with that 29-3 overall record. And they have, one of their 3 losses were without the services of a starting guard. So of the 3 losses, maybe the outcome different if the starting guard's in the lineup. 12-0 in conference play. There's that overall mark, very impressive at 29-3, 73 points a game, 44% of their floor shots, 31% from behind the arc, and at the stripe, 69% of their shots dropping in. That is number 21, North Dakota, who beat ranked teams in Iowa Western, beat Northeast Nebraska as well. And there you have it, 12-21. It will be Walter State and North Dakota. Who do they take on? It happens on Wednesday at 3 in the afternoon, and they will have the number 5 seeded Cochise. The Lady Apaches, the District A winners of 23 in a row. They are ranked 6th in the country and pull down about 40 boards per contest. An impressive season for the Apaches, 29-2. That overall mark, conference record at 21-1, 76 points a game, 45% from the floor. About a third of the three-pointers drop in and 60% of their free throws. So there you have that section on the left side of the bracket. First, Walter State in North Dakota, and the winner will take on the Apaches of Cochise. That takes care of the left side of the bracket. Here's how we're flowing. It's the left side first, the right side will follow. When we come back, well, we're halfway there. 24 teams on their way to Lubbock, Texas. We know 12 of the 24. How about the other 12? They're on the right side of the bracket. We'll take a look at those teams, give you game times and seedings right after the break.
NJCAA fans, the brand new NJCAA store is here. Visit shop.njcaa.org now to find the best NJCAA branded merchandise on the market. On your first order, be sure to use the promo code WELCOME10 and you'll receive 10% off your first order. With orders of $75 or more, you'll receive free shipping anywhere in the United States. So what are you waiting for? Visit shop.njcaa.org now and get your NJCAA gear today.
Rolling.
Winds up, shot and a goal!
2 seconds to go. Rangers, a long three. Oh my goodness!
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan.
Well, there's the feed into Rodriguez to jam.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is the NJCAA Selection Show. We know 12 of the teams that will be playing in Lubbock. We're going to find out who the other 12 will be. By the way, the selection committee, and some may ask, okay, they're seated this, they were polled this. Two different committees decide the polling, and another committee decides the selection of the teams playing in Lubbock, Texas. Some of the criteria they looked at: overall wins, losses, poll wins and losses, how they fared over the course of the last 10 games, those wins against D1 and 2 teams, and those were just some of the many factors that went into how teams were seeded in the NJCAA Women's Basketball Championship. All right, we've already looked at the left side of the bracket. If you're following along, it's time to get over to the right side and take a look at that Monday afternoon game at 3 o'clock. It will be number 15 taking on number 18. 15 is San Jacinto North. They are the District L as well as the Region 14 winners, featuring 3 double-digit scores. It is their second national appearance, and by the way, their first one 1 year ago. 24-10 overall, conference record of 13-8. The Lady Gators, 72 points a contest, 43% of their floor shots, a third of the threes, and not bad from the stripe either at 71%. So at 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon, the number 15 seed, San Jacinto, taking on number 18, one of the at-large bids, Hutchinson, hailing from Hutchinson, Kansas, which, by the way, is the site of the national championship for the men. 21-5 in the conference, 27-6 overall, 67%. I'll make that 67 point. Boy, 67% from the floor would be nice. 67 points a game, 42% from the floor, about a third of their threes, and a little better than 60% from the line. So at 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon, it is 15 and 18 battling. That is San Jac North, Hutchinson, one of the at-large teams. Who will they face? Boy, it's a tough opponent. Come Tuesday at 7:30. There you see it, the Lady Commodores of Gulf Coast State, the District H winners, 8-1 against top 10 teams. Multiple national championships for Gulf Coast. They are 26-1 overall. 11-1 is that conference record. 79 points a contest. 44% of their field goals, 35% of their threes. Very good three-point shooting team. 71% of their free throws as well. They are winners of national titles in 03, 08, 2010, 2016. Boy, when you knock off one of the other, San Jac or Hutchinson, and you advance to 7:30 on Tuesday, you got your hands full, as Gulf Coast is your opponent. All right, what about that Monday 5:30 contest? It will be the 10 seed and the 23. Casper, they are the District I winner. Their 2 losses were to Snow College and to Western Nebraska, a former and current top 25 team. Casper ranked in the top 25 since January. Winners of 21 straight, 31-2 the overall mark. Conference record of 24-1, nearly 80 points a game, just about 45% of their floor shots. Good percentage from behind the arc at 35, nearly 67% of their free throws drop in. Casper, the District I winners, the Lady Thunderbirds, preparing at 5:30 on Monday to take on number 23, South Georgia Tech. They are the District J winners, fresh off a victory over Spartanburg Methodist in the district championship. They've won Region 7 4 of the last 5 years. There you see the overall mark, 25-8, 17-1 in conference play, 42% of their floor shots, nearly a third of the threes. Good free throw shooting team at 68%, and they hit about 69 points on average per contest. South Georgia Tech, that's a tough early opponent. They have finished in the top 16 in the Sweet 16 every year they've been in the Nationals. Who does the winner of Casper and South Georgia Tech take on? Well, it's 7:30 on Tuesday, waiting in the wings of the Lady Saints of Seward County. Seward County, the District F winners. They beat number 19 Hutchinson this year, number 6 Mesa out of District 2, or make that Division 2, had 11 wins over 20 win teams. And 29 of the victories by 10 points or more. 39-3 overall, 23-3 in the conference. 81 points a game, 45 from the floor, 35% from behind the arc, and from the free throw line, you have got the nice free throw percentages for a number 7 team that is 19-1 since the Christmas break, and winners of the last 23 of their 24 outings. So there you have it. It'll be Seward County taking on the winner of the Casper South Georgia Tech game. It will happen on Tuesday at 7:30. How about the Tuesday 11 a.m. ball game when 14 meets 19? And here are the teams that will be participating. A familiar face, Northwest Florida State. Northwest Florida State getting one of those at-large bids with a 22-6 record. Their season came to an end at the hands of Tallahassee by 4, but with the at-large bid, the Lady Raiders are back into the national picture. 22-6 overall. Conference record 7-6, a little deceiving. That is a very tough conference in the Panhandle. Points per game, 71. Their field goal percentages, nearly 50%. Look at the 3 points, too, and the free throw shooting as well. That's a very good shooting Northwest Florida State squad, and they are seeded 14. Will play at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, and as you see, they've got the number 19 seeded, another squad that is an at-large bid. So it's an all at-large battle in the 11 a.m. Tuesday matchup, as the Lady Phillies are ranked 20 in the final regular season polls and will come into the matchup with a 25-6 overall record in the conference, 16-4. They play very well at home and very well in neutral sites. 77 points per contest, 41% their floor shots, behind the arc 30, 75% from the free throw line, one of the better free throw shooting squads. They won a national championship. They're no stranger to the national championship scenario. They did it in 1977, and they did it in 1978 as well. So who does Northwest Florida State or Panola, the 14 and the 19 seeds? Who do they have on Wednesday at 7 o'clock? There you see it, the Lady Greyhounds of Moberly area. Moberly area, one of 2 remaining unbeaten teams in the nation. They are the District K champions. They won 4 Region 16 titles and entered the NJCAA basketball polls at 11 in December. By the time the season was over, that unbeaten squad was ranked number 4. Conference record at 9-0. They've allowed just about 80 points a game. Field goals, 47%. Three-pointers, 31%. And their free throws, 62%. Moberly area, the number 3 seed, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. They've got the winner of Northwest Florida State and Panola. And the last remaining set of games, it's on the right side of the bracket, the bottom part of that bracket. You'll see the Tuesday 1 p.m. game. It is Tallahassee, the number 11 seed, the Lady Eagles, taking on 22nd seeded Western Nebraska. Tallahassee, one of the 8 at-large squads, 24-6 overall, but did lose in the region semifinals in that very tough conference that also features Northwest Florida State, Gulf Coast State. There you see the 24-6 overall mark, 85 points a game. Nice percentages from the floor, from behind the arc, and at the line as well. Tallahassee, the 11 seed and at-large squad, at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, taking on number 22, Western Nebraska. Western Nebraska, another at-large squad. So again, we've got an all at-large battle. And Western Nebraska's Lady Cougars, and that's a school renowned for its volleyball, but this is a very good basketball team, finishing the season ranked as number 2. They did not lose a home game, 19-1 the conference record, and 84 points per game, 46% of their floor shots, 32% from behind the arc, and 66% of those free throws drop in for 22-seeded Western Nebraska. So who does Tallahassee or Nebraska play Wednesday at 9 p.m. How about Wabash Valley? They are the Lady Warriors and the District P champions. Both losses this year on the road by 2 in overtime to that unbeaten Moberly area squad. And by the time the end of the season came along, they were ranked number 9. The Lady Warriors, 30-2 overall, did not lose a conference game. As far as their percentages, well, from the floor, 50. From behind the arc, 35, 62 from the free throw line, and this is a very, very good scoring team. 94, almost 95 points per contest. So there you have it. Tuesday, Tallahassee, Western Nebraska. The winner of that outing takes on Wabash Valley at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. And there you see that quadrant, the right side of the bracket. So the bracket's all filled out. You know the left, you know the right. There is your right side. You got the left side in the opening half of the program, and there is a look at the right side of the brackets as for the teams that will be in Lubbock competing in the national championships there at Rip Griffin. Well, a quick recap in the left side. If you just joined us for the program, on the left side, in the first game, Monday at 11, Hartford and Odessa. The winner takes on Shelton State. 1 o'clock, Salt Lake and ASA Brookman. The winner takes on New Mexico. Monday at 7:30, Northeastern Oklahoma A&M and Trinity Valley, with the winner taking on Jones County. And then at 9:30 on Monday, Walter State in North Dakota, and the winner will battle Cochise. So there you have it, your NJCAA selection show. We know all the teams that are competing now. We know 1 to 24. We know who is seeded 1, who's seeded 24, and all the spots in between. We know the 8 at-large squads as well. So ladies, good luck on your way to Texas to compete for the national championship. All worthy, but only one will finish number 1 in the nation. Thanks so much for watching this debut edition of the NJCAA Selection Show. It's been a production of Jock Jive Sports. James Crenshaw has been your producer. I'm Robert Williamson. Thank you for watching NJCAA TV.